Getting to the money, I be getting to the back. People think I'm funny cause I always make them laugh. I ain't even being funny, I be really spitting facts. I'm about balance and I got talents. Every challenge I overcome. Low key is savage, never be average. Give me a task and I'll get it done. Minding my business whenever I come in. I'm hitting in business while I'm having fun. I ain't worried about winning, but that would be dumb cause there's no competition. I already won, huh? Yeah.
Peace, family. How you all doing? I hope all is well with you. My name is Keisha. I'm the owner of Astrologiks, and I am your astrology coach. Today, I'm going to be doing a video on Mercury entering into Virgo. Now, that'll happen on the 2nd, which is tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. I don't even know what today's date is. Yeah. Yes, this happens tomorrow to September 18th, a little short transit, but it's going to be super impactful and important because it's a part of the eclipse. And we are dead smack in the middle of eclipse season at this point. I also think I'm going to use this video as the Mercury, the Virgo eclipse, the second Virgo eclipse, the black moon eclipse in Virgo at the end of the month video. I don't think I will be doing another one. I might do like a small blog or post if I feel like I've forgotten something, but this is the second. It will be the second Virgo energy, and I just every time I think about doing 2 Virgo videos, it makes me crazy. It's like repeating the same themes over and over again. But again, if anything else that I feel like I forgot that could be super helpful, I'll just do a blog. Also, if you want to get the decoding of Fantastic Four or any other movie, I've been doing a lot of decodings from the members on my Patreon page. They have asked me to do deeper dives, and so Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Not every Wednesday, but any given Wednesday, I will post a link or email you a link letting you know that I'm ready to talk about a particular movie, decode it, break it down. And you are willing, if you're willing, you can add your 2 cents and your research and notes and stuff too. It's really fun. We've done 3 already, and they're up, they're in the thing. So if you want to check that out, feel free to become a Patreon member. All the information is in the description box below. Also, another reason why I really don't feel like doing another Virgo video is because I'm already starting to work on next year's astrology. I've done 2 videos, 2 transits already, and I'm in the middle of another. And so I don't know, I might not do it, but I still think it might if there's anything that comes up, I'll let you know. But I'll try to get as much information in here as possible. So yeah. Mercury entering into Virgo. The first thing I immediately got with this, because of I think 2 or 3 hip hop videos have been released from past older like hip hop heads that I am like, yes, what is that? And I think I mentioned that in my Virgo video, the Virgo new moon video that I did. I think I mentioned how Virgos, this Virgo Pisces axis, especially squaring Uranus and Gemini, is definitely like really, really good at this is DJing, break dancing, hip hop, lyricist. Lyrically, this energy can be super, super amazing. And so it's really good to see hip hop coming back and making a stance. Especially it's Beanie Siegel, Freeway, Jada, and maybe there's somebody else I'm forgetting, but that excited the hell out of me. I'm following that heavily and downloading and stealing everybody's music. um Also Funk Master Flex and DJ Enough are going at there's some kind of drama going on there, which is everybody's kind of indicating that this is just the end of a era musically in general, hip hop or otherwise, the industry in general, which I talked intensively about in the Pluto and Aquarius video. Um, and you're seeing, we're starting to see a lot of these things break down. So I don't know the whole story about Funk Master Flex and DJ Enough, but I did go look at their signs because I was like, oh, I was just talking about that. I wanted to know what their signs were. And of course, assuming the internet is correct or whatever, Funk Master Flex is a Leo and DJ Enough is an Aquarius. The Pluto in Aquarius retrograde, anytime we have a planet going through the sign, anytime we have a planet in the sign of Leo, it's always going to oppose Leo, Aquarius, Jesus Christ. And so this makes sense. Yeah. I think, and everybody's really kind of upset with Funk Master Flex saying he's always been, a bully, very Leo-like energy. And DJ Enough was kind of crying on his last day out, which really freaking sad to see, by the way, but it so fits the astrology. I don't remember what I named the video of the horoscopes that I did, but I am pretty sure they were Pluto and Aquarius horoscopes. And for Leos, they're going to have a bit of a downturn in opposition to Pluto and Aquarius because uh, they got to get rid of that ego. And then we've been having a massive amount of energies going through Leo. And so we've been really been asked to change the way we handle our Leo area of life. And I think we're going to continue to see more symbolisms of Leo energy kind of having a downturn. And I do think I put that in those horoscopes. If you want to go back and check those out, might be a good time to check in with that. So it's interesting to see the industry kind of like tumbling down, even more than it already has. It's like I feel like this is like a round two, you know. So that's kind of all the rambling I have before I really, really get into the video. So we're talking about Mercury entering into Virgo. Mercury rules communication, intellect, short distance travel, devices, apps, news, information, data, paperwork, learning, studying, reading, writing, homework, siblings, neighbors, community, the streets. Um, uh, this could be training programs, or skills programs like vocations. Um, yeah. I feel like I can say so much more about that, but you get the gifs. And Virgo is a mutable earth sign. It's ruled by Mercury, so it's exalted in Mercury. It's very happy here. So I do feel like we're going to see some turbulence in this very short period of time, because immediately when Virgo enters Mercury, it's going to square Uranus and Gemini. It's going to be like a mini retrograde, for sure. Chaotic, surprising, unexpected, shocking news and information coming out. But I still feel like this is positive because Mercury's strong here. Mercury is the ruler of the eclipse. And um, I think we'll be a lot more grounded and practical with whatever changes, conversations, discussions, news, and information that's coming out here. That is my honest and professional opinion looking at the chart. But it might not fucking feel that way. It might feel like a whirlwind, like, what the fuck was that? What happened? Or you're just super, super busy and you have a lot going on and you can't even sit down long enough to determine whether or not you're doing things right. It's just like, it just happened. I'm there. It just showed up, right? Um, but nonetheless supportive, and strong, positive either way. Um, and so I do think we'll be very practical and grounded when it comes to our work routines, our health routines, being of service. Um, we might be a little bit more efficient when it comes to our work routines and what we eat and other responsibilities in our work routine and daily routine. So this can be things like your schedule changing and you're writing it down or keeping documentation of it somewhere, setting alarm clocks to help you remember, um, just like more something that you might automatically double check, or the writing it down is the double check. It's like, oh, I know I have da da da. Let me look at the calendar and see, okay, and set it up in such a way where you're getting reminders and things of that nature so that you don't miss things. It could also be that your calendar is filling up quite quickly with, excuse me, doctor's appointments, um, school's back in session, so there's picking up, dropping off, after school, any kind of after school programming, um, and setting up for those things. If you need help, hiring somebody to help, or asking a friend, a sibling, a coworker, family member, significant other to help. Um, Eating healthy, more healthy or healthier. This could also be meal prep and things of that nature. Adding in, I was I wanted to say a vigorous health workout routine, but that doesn't necessarily have to be what this is. In fact, I don't even see that being a thing. I don't think we have time for vigorous, but I think when I was thinking vigorous, I was thinking incremental, something like I don't really have time, but I gotta get my steps in, or I gotta do better with staying active, being active. And so this could be working out while you're cooking, working out while you're researching, while you're reading, while you're doing something else that needs to be done. Mercury, even though it's not in Gemini, it's very different in Virgo, but Uranus is in Gemini and it's squaring. So there's some Geminian things going on here. And I think we're juggling multiple either material items, responsibilities, schedules, ideas, um, even timelines, past, present, and the future. we're juggling all these things at the same time. Welcome to the life of a Mercury ruled person, because I promise you, when they say Geminis or Mercurial ruled people are like, I think of Whitney Houston, I'm every woman. That's it. That's what they want you to do here. It's gonna feel like that. It's gonna feel like you're wearing different hats, you have different responsibilities, you have a lot of stuff going on. How do I keep track of all that stuff? Um, but still very positive. It might be mentally mind-boggling for sure. But positive nonetheless. You will get a lot done. You will get a lot done during this short period of time. Um, doctor's appointments. If you have anything to edit or refine or review or research, this would be a great time to do these types of things. Because, on the lower expression, Virgos are very critical, but at the higher expression, what they do is um, they can look at something and see where something can be done a little bit better. Something that to run more smoothly and efficiently. And they just have a really good eye for that, like what connects what to what, so that this can be like smooth sailing type of thing. Um, and so if you're not just super detail oriented, you have an eye for connecting the dots to things to make things work. So this is very solution based in my personal and professional opinion. Great energy to have negotiations and brainstorming ideas to stop pulling stuff together. This is not the brainstorming probably already done. This is more like we have the ideas, the steps, and now we're putting the pieces together. Again, to make something run smoothly and efficiently. Something that's very realistic and practical. Um, yeah. And so squaring Uranus, again, we might use apps or, any kind of technology or something to do with online to get stuff done, to help organize a schedule, to plan something, to do your workout routine step by step, you know, um, or like a watch, to count your steps. I know there's a lot of people who have those little devices and gadgets and stuff. This is so Uranus and Gemini. And so it's not something particularly that's new, but it might become more popular, like more people. You might hear or see more people um doing these types of things, using these particular things to plan, schedule, and get organized. They might even come out with a new way, platform to do these types of things. And if it's not personally, it could be at work, right? Some new software or something that helps you get super organized in this kind of way at work. This could even be, again, tracking what you're eating, uh, using some type of app. Um, also, I know they have something called Whatnot, and I know there are a whole bunch of other things out there. Again, like I said, this might not even be particularly new, but um, now it's going to become more well known, more popular. Um, and so Whatnot is like, from what I understand, I haven't done enough research, okay, but it's like online garage sales. It's very Mercury and Virgo square Uranus and Gemini, having some kind of yard sale. It's community, but it's online community, right? And so if you remember in my New Moon Virgo video, I talked about doing some kind of garage sale or having selling old stuff that you don't really need, perhaps. I don't know why I can't think of any. Probably it's just a garage sale, but um now when you incorporate Uranus and Gemini, this can become very online, you know, very technologically connected. Um, I also think that we will hear some news and information, even data coming out around FDA changes. Again, I'm not really super watching what the hell's going on. I just, my brain, you know, it's not connecting. And so I'm pretty sure there's stuff that's already been talked about and out there, and you guys will probably know exactly what it is I'm talking about, but there could be some stuff coming out around this time, around if there's been talks about changes already through the FDA, then they might actually make the changes now. Um, or it could be a continued storyline somehow, some way, where we're just learning something new or different about um, whatever they are talking about. This could also be with teachers um, or education. I really feel like more than teachers, this is people who are trainers, like facilitators, group facilitators, and people who do like uh, smaller, shorter courses as opposed to teachers in education. But, Gemini is childhood education, definitely transportation. So be careful um, with really, really bad car accidents, really, really bad car accidents, freak accidents. Like you'd have to be there to see it type shit. Be mindful of that. Riding on your bike, exercising. This Uranus and Gemini can be very like, what the heck is the movie Final Destination type accidents? And I'm not, I don't really want to put that energy out there, but it can be some freaky shit around working out, exercising, riding a bike, driving a car. Um, Uranus and Gemini, especially with being this happening during a eclipse season, is like gymnasts, or again, even like um like break dancers, whether it's a new break dancing type thing that comes out in some way, shape, or form, or could be some freak accidents that happen when somebody's trying something, they really freaking hurt themselves. Um, or I don't know why I'm hearing kick, push. So even like skateboarders, motorcyclists, these types of things, just they could be some crazy, like really weird freak accidents around these types of things. But also just to traffic wise, we can hear something about, some changes perhaps they're trying to make around that. Or some particular kind of public transportation that's changes going on with that in some way, shape, or form. I have a feeling it's going to be the school buses more than anything having to do with school because they already fucking suck and that system sucks. And so be prepared for that for people who put their kids on the bus. And that's just my personal opinion, but we'll see. Also, I think we'll start to learn a lot more during this time, information about how your thoughts are connected to time travel, which again, nothing new. We have a lot of very intelligent people out here who talk about these things already. It's documented, there's books and, videos, YouTube videos that you can go and watch and stuff like that. But again, I think it'll just become like more, or again, there's another level to it, or it's not pseudoscience, it's actual proof now type of thing, Um, I was watching this new show called Ballard. If you haven't watched any like detective shows, it was really cool, but it's a good show. But what I found interesting about that particular show is that the woman in that show kept saying the past is always the present. And it really drew me in because I was like, oh, I like that little saying, nifty, but it took me some time to kind of understand what she was saying and how it all played out through all the series. So I watched all 10 shows just to get a better understanding. And I was like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that makes sense. She was working on cold cases. So as you can imagine, sometimes she had to go back 5 years, 10 years, 8 years, 7 years, 2 years to get information and how that all came to the present. And so that might right really, really simplify it. I don't know technical terms, but I mean, this is a very clear, idea or proof that, your thoughts um, can bring you to the past and the future. So time travel makes sense in that way. But I'd love to see or hear how uh, much more information comes out about this, or we'll see what that correlates to. Also, Mercury will conjunct the South Node and the Sun in Virgo. And so there'll be another Cazimi. Now, I've talked about Cazimis before in my videos, very, 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 very briefly, extremely briefly, but basically, whenever any planet or point gets really close to the sun, it combusts, meaning, it's really hard to see light. Imagine you being super close to the sun and it burns up, or again, you can't really see. It's the light blinds, or it's highlighting or illuminating something, right? And so I really do feel like um this is happening right around that second eclipse. And this is just going to intensify the energy to release and let go. South Node, release, let go. Of old mental patterns, assessing the way we communicate, letting go of overthinking, over being overcritical, being a perfectionist, or any kind of negative vices, to deal with anxiety, panic attacks. This could also be like doing some breath work, really practicing breath work. Um, um, Meditating more, doing some yoga, dancing, or just movement. I think I talked about this because Neptune is still in Aries, even though Saturn moved back into Pisces. So there's still something here about Aries energy that's super important. I think this is going to be about people learning how to do more of what I was referring to earlier, juggle. So like this is somebody who's you might see on a treadmill, but they're reading also. Like how can I get, and it's not um I think I want to change the word juggle because this isn't about, I feel like when I say juggle, it sounds like we're trying to get multiple things done. I think it's deeper than that. I just think as people, we're evolving, we're learning that we can do more with our bodies and, that we have talents and gifts that, again, they've only displayed in movies, perhaps, or something that might seem very, supernatural or again, pseudoscience typey stuff that we're learning like, oh no, we really have access to do this. Like Mercury and Virgo is an alchemist to me. Pluto and Aquarius is an alchemist to me. Uranus and Gemini, these are alchemists to me. These are very powerful energies who know how to manipulate energy. They know how to turn energy into some kind of material knowledge, wealth, practical step or understanding, or it's bringing something 3D and 5D into the 3D, and doing something with it. Now it's a actual thing, whether it's art, music, um, whatever talent or skill you have, you're alchemizing, no matter how you chop it and screw it up, and I've been saying this for a long time that a lot of the times I think we don't know how powerful we are, but who the fuck is really teaching that class? And unless you're doing that research or, um, looking for those types of things, you really don't know, right? You really don't know. You just think you're a regular schmegular, you're just here living your life. I think we're going to start to begin to understand on a deeper level, maybe even intuitive level, on just how powerful we are and what we're actually capable of doing if we know or understand how to do those types of things, like Lucy. I think Lucy, the movie Lucy, is a great example of this. And if it's not in that way, which I think it will happen that way for a lot of people, but if it's not that, it can also be again that their scientists or doctors or whatever are starting to use things to help people be like that, like literally like mutants. I hate to say it that way, but I can definitely see like um them starting to use more technology to heal or just for human use in general, whatever that is. I'm trying to think. It could be any goddamn thing. Um, but I feel that strongly is going to be a component of like technology somehow being within our bodies to help us be like superhuman in some way, shape, or form. Or just to be able to do stuff. It doesn't have to be that deep, like superhuman, but it's supposed to prevent something or help us be able to do something like iRobot, where he had the arm, so if you get like a hurt or injured in some way, shape, or form, they can replace it with some kind of, technology or whatever. Um, Also, I think we'll see a lot of changes and health, like health initiatives, work reform, job numbers for sure. I think I mentioned that, especially government and health fields. I think we're going to see a lot more job losses. Um, or like I said, it could be that people are being asked to come back to work because, they're realizing that getting rid of immigrants and stuff, people don't want those jobs, and so they bring them back. Or, they replaced it with some kind of AI and there's a malfunction and it needs to be, you know, reassessed or refined, Virgo, in some way, shape, or form. This could also be funding for government jobs that is lost, or people are being asked to, like, lay some people off. I also think, oh, well, I hope really, uh, that we get to see doctors, nurses, um, getting their just due for malpractice, legal issues for treatment or lack thereof. Um, Even some knowledge around habits and patterns that we have that don't really, they're like really bad for us, but we are unaware of it, like um, using gadgets and iPhones and stuff, like it could be messing up our eyes or, something to that effect. I think we'll get more information on that and perhaps some solutions around that. This could also be like allergies, pets and vets. Uh, there could be a lot of information coming out around that. Or again, if you have pets, you'll notice that these are some issues that are coming out. Pharmaceuticals for sure, floods for sure, crazy weather. Um, and yeah, I feel like I can say so much more about that, but that's about all I got, family. At least at the very tippity top of my head. Again, if I feel like I've missed something or I didn't really talk about something, I will do a blog, a quick little blog or something on here. So as usual, family, I love and appreciate you. I hope you found this information helpful. Peace.